This is Foxboro's Fortress, your home for all the latest on the New England Revolution. Brought to you by Leading Lights, LLC. Hello and welcome back everyone to Foxboro's Fortress, your home for all the latest on the New England Revolution. I'm Cecil Kenney, and today I'll once again be joined by MLSELI to talk about how the other MLS teams did this match day, along with how they stand almost halfway through the MLS campaign. Hello and welcome back everyone to Fox's Fortress. Again, I'm Cecil Kenney. We got MLS Elliott on the other side. Now with the Revs going into this break, we're going to head into our MLS breakdown. When I was originally starting this podcast, I was planning on 3 different segments within a half hour. I was planning on breaking down that week's game, the next week's game, and then an around MLS segment.
Yeah.
Clearly that hasn't worked out because a half hour is not a very long time to do a lot of things, and with the Revs having lots of midweek games, I think it was close to 50 minutes of just talking on that first episode. I was sitting there like, yeah, that's not gonna work. So had to improvise there, but with the Revs going into a break and every MLS team going into a break, we'll talk about the MLS up to date, and so how teams have been performing around MLS. Like we just mentioned, LA Galaxy getting their first win of the season. The defending champions beating RSL. It's what are we, 17 matches, 18 matches almost into the season, and they're getting their first one. They're the defending champions. Congrats to them for getting their first win of the season.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's not been good enough from LA Galaxy, but now 7 points, 20 points for playoffs so far. Do we believe?
Like, there's a chance.
I think Pooch coming back. Come on, why not?
Yeah, if Ricky Puig comes back,
Mm.
I don't see a reason why they can't make a push. But
Yeah.
what we're seeing is that, they really struggled without when Painsil was injured, and then with Ricky Puig injured, and they were trying to run it all through Gabriel Peck.
Yeah.
Clearly,
Oh, not been working.
Ricky Puig was the heartbeat of that team,
Mm-hmm.
and he was everything to that team, with them only winning their first now, with Painsil and all those guys back, except for Puig. It's just incredible how poor they have been given
Yeah.
what's happened. Like, they got rid of Joveljic, but he wasn't incredible.
Yeah.
And
He's a good striker.
yeah,
And
definitely.
but great. No, but I feel like the LA Galaxy side here, Marco Reus really has been playing well lately. Obviously injured last night. Didn't play last night, but he's been playing really well. I think LA Galaxy made some good signings in the offseason. Sanabria, Winder, and some other depth options. But I just feel like it hasn't clicked. And with Puig out, I think most of us saw this coming. But this bad, no.
No,
And
I
yeah,
don't think many saw this coming with how bad they've actually
yeah,
been. It's not been what we expected at all from the defending MLS champions.
yeah, exactly. But MLS is just this is the history of MLS. I think 2 years ago they were last. Last year they're winning. This year back to last. But with the players that they have, Peck, Pinesil, Royce, even Ramirez, you've got great players. You've got players that have won MLS Cups. You need to go out there now. Come on, make a push, win your next games, and yeah, hopefully try to make the playoffs.
Yeah, make that push. Like,
Yeah,
moving on though, Inter Miami, they've had, in my opinion, a somewhat underwhelming season. They
yeah,
haven't been phenomenal. They're still third in the East. They smashed Columbus 5-1.
embarrassing.
It's, I've seen a lot of those games where it's like a lot of goals and not a lot of goals. I think it was like,
Yeah.
who was it? It was Nashville beating yeah, it was Nashville beating um Chicago like 7-2.
Oh yeah.
And the admin was doing hilarious things. It was like, and another one. And then they just stopped. It was like,
Yeah.
it's like, there's been a lot of these games, but 2 Eastern Conference giants in Columbus and Inter Miami.
Mhm.
How can it be that one-sided?
how can it be that one-sided? In Cleveland, it was 1-0 to Miami, but Columbus were really dominating the entire game. This time in Miami, from the 20th minute, game was over.
Yeah.
Why Messi? Just, but even the goalkeeper Hagen, obviously he's the backup goalkeeper, but that mistake he made, oof, yeah, this is why so many people call the MLS a farmers league. But we're having, I saw a TikTok this morning with a goal comments Burger League, Farmers League. It's not a great image from Columbus crew who need to be fighting Miami every single game, need to be trying to draw, trying to win even.
Yeah, it's just you can't have that one-sided of games.
Yeah,
Like, sure, the refs won 3-0, but hey, you see 3-0 wins all the time. It's not like
yeah,
anything
but
insane.
with a red card as well.
5-1, 5-1, 7-0, 7-2, 7.
Yeah,
This is not stuff you see every day. And we're seeing it a lot this season.
yeah, that's why we love MLS.
It's you never know what to expect.
Exactly, yeah.
And it's been great to it's a great league to watch if you're looking for some volatility. Um, Charlotte grabbed that 2-0 win over Toronto after dropping Kalina, which I only saw because of your post.
Yeah.
I saw that and I was like, really? Um, which I
It's
know
very surprising.
it,
But
it was surprising.
Helena has made 3 or 4 errors led to go in the last 6, 7 games. No clean sheets, I believe. And here, Bingham coming in. Bingham, who we haven't seen a lot. We've seen him in Open Cup, but him to get a clean sheet, yeah. I think he's going to be starting next week and the weeks to come for now. And the MLS 2024 Goalkeeper of the Year is on the bench,
Yeah,
which
it's
shows you.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Someone who I feel like isn't getting that much respect is Ivacic. We've talked about him a
Oh,
bunch,
yeah.
but he's been great this season.
Hmm.
He hasn't let up that many goals. Sure, that's a lot because of our defense. But last year he let up like the most goals in MLS history for a goalkeeper. He didn't even play the full season. He came in like close to mid-season after Henrik Ravas and that failed experiment.
Yeah.
Um, it's just like what he's
Yeah.
been.
I mean,
He's been great.
yeah, in the last 9 MLS games, just looking here, New England have conceded 7. They've gotten 5 clean sheets. 5 clean sheets, guys. The defense obviously playing a huge part, but Ivacic, he's a wall. We're often seeing so many shots from distance because New England are like sitting back a bit, but he's just there. He's saving everything. Wherever it goes, he's saving it. And he's been really, really consistent this year and making definitely a push for one of the better goalkeepers of the year.
Yeah, definitely. It's been like there's some very good goalkeepers. Hugo Lloris, yeah, Dane St. Clair over in Minnesota.
Yeah,
You got some very good goalkeepers, and he's up there right now. With his
definitely.
performances recently. Um, Going to the standings though, the Revs sit in 10th with 2 games in hand.
Mhm.
One of them I don't know why. It was like Inter Miami. Like it was supposed to be earlier on, and then like the way it looks, it was like us and Inter Miami were the 2 teams that were off, and then that one got postponed. Um, but not actually postponed. Like the way it was like both teams were off early season for
Yeah,
like a week, and it was like why couldn't we just have the game there? But 2 games in hand. If we win both of those, which I think one of them would be against Inter Miami, it would
yeah.
catapult us into fifth. If we win both of those, but hey, we're not doing too bad with 2 games in hand.
Definitely not. Definitely not. I mean, I've been just shocked on how New England have answered. Obviously from the Cincinnati game, the Atlanta game, it was a win, but it was a win from a penalty. And then I was like, okay, next week they'll probably lose. Next week being New York City, then I think Charlotte, Toronto, and the list goes on. New England now unbeaten in over 10 games in MLS or something like that. And it's really, really, it's nice to see that a great team is back on track, for MLS playoffs.
It's
This is what
been
we love.
it's been great to see. Um, yeah, having this early on in the season, we couldn't score goals, and
Yeah.
we were like our first goal for the Revs was
Was
an
a
own
free
goal.
kick?
It was an
Oh
own
yeah.
goal. It was an own. It was just like
Yeah.
it was like that was the most like we
New
couldn't
York City.
score,
Yeah.
and it was like that is the most Revs thing at this point. Like, and then like it was like penalties after penalties, and I'm like we're like it was like 7 matches in the season. So how are we gonna score our next goal? It's probably not going to be from open play. So like multiple weeks in the season, it was all like off of a corner, off of a free kick, off of
Yeah.
a pen or an own goal. It was like we could not score from open play. Eli Fiengold though, thank you. Like
More goals than Campania.
It's that you're right. That's true. He's not scored nearly enough, to
No.
say the least. He's not done anything. Um, we just played Montreal. They're sitting bottom of the East, only 8 points after losing to us. Phillies sit top of MLS, but Vancouver, who only have one loss in the season, they didn't play yesterday.
Nope. They did
Because
not.
they have the Champions Cup final
Yeah.
today against
Oh,
Cruz Azul. So
big, big.
that'll be a fun game. But yeah, Vancouver 2 games in hand and only 2 points back of Philadelphia. So I'd say Vancouver's my favorite for um the Supporters Shield right now. Um, they're a very good team. They've been very good this year. Um, much better than the other Canadian teams.
Oh,
Um,
definitely. Yeah.
yeah, Toronto and Montreal have been
Hmm.
terrible, and Vancouver is sitting top of the West, and the other two are sitting practically bottom of the East, and like just
Yeah.
terrible.
And Vancouver really surprised us all this season because you have your star man Ryan Gould out, from the early weeks. But who stepped up? It's Berhalter's son, Berhalter, stepping up, getting a call up for the US national team, assisting, scoring, and now, well, sadly suspended tonight against Cruz Azul, but really has carried this team with obviously Brian White. But yeah, it's been a great team to watch. They've been fun. I think the defense is not great. I think Takaoka is not a great goalkeeper, but with the team around him, they've been playing super well. So hopefully they can win tonight against and book actually their place in the Club World Cup 2029.
That'd be it's just the Club World Cup though. That's
It's
speaking of
another,
that,
yeah,
LAFC making it in the tournament over Club America.
what a game. Yeah,
That was great.
they left LA, but
Yeah,
Buanga always showing up.
Denny Bouanga. I
So good.
I got the opportunity I think last summer to go to an LAFC game. It
Mhm.
was against Colorado. They've got some good players.
Oh
Like
yeah,
they're a very good team. Like they got their entire team. It's just
yeah,
really good. Just and sitting there as a Revs fan last year. Wow, that was
yeah.
great. Going back to jail. Wow, that was not great. It's just like
Yeah, I feel this team is so good. And me, one of my favorite players to watch, David Martinez. Such a good player. He's so young. Every time I watch him, tries reminds me of Desiree Doué. Like those little dribbles that he's trying, it's a joy to watch. This is what football is meant to be. It's not those wingers coming back and not risking anything. But Martinez, always so direct. Buanga, Under from the bench. I mean, this attack is there to score goals.
yeah, they play an entertaining brand of football, and
Yeah,
it's incredible to watch. Um moving back to this, San Diego FC. I feel like I'm gonna go back into history a little bit. When it was I think it was yeah, when Austin was introduced, they had a really good season and then fell off the next year. And then it was St. Louis. They had a
St.
really
Louis.
good season. And then they've been not good since. Is the same thing gonna happen to San Diego? Possibly. But they've got some. I think they have the best players out of that group. They've got
Yeah,
Chucky Lozano, Luca De La Torre, although only on loan. Um,
Dryer,
there we go.
first goal.
Right,
Yeah.
that's what I'm looking for. But yeah, they've got that. The only problem with them, that fan atmosphere.
Oh, yeah.
They've
Trending
been,
for the wrong reasons.
yeah, they're making headlines, and it's not.
Yeah, it's not great. No, I think against Galaxy twice this season already. Yeah, it's no good. But San Diego itself, the team, very good. I think they won't fall off a cliff next year because they've
Yeah,
got, I think, Egyptian owners, and after you have a Right to Dream Academy,
yeah,
which is really, seeming to be helping them. And I'm really a big fan of a whole team.
yeah.
Think they'll do something really special this year.
They've got Ima Boateng, who is a
Yeah.
graduate of the Right to Dream Academy. One of the reasons they brought him over. Um, he was our guy off the bench very fast last year. We need him back. Um, but San Diego, they're doing well. They've got that Retro Dream Academy, like you said. They're partnered with FC Nordisland.
Yeah.
They've got and with the Retro Dream Academy, they've got links all over all over Europe and all that. It's been it's a great they're also the only MLS team that's like allowed to sign players under 18 from Mexico because of
Yeah.
like movement laws and all that stuff. Um, they can. They're a very good team. They've been playing really well. They're set up for success. They've got a state-of-the-art training ground.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
The only
it,
the only part I don't like is that they don't have a soccer specific stadium. But with how they're headed, I expect that they'll get a soccer specific
yeah.
stadium soon. Hopefully the Revs get one in Everett soon. I'd hope
Oh yeah,
I'd wish it was closer, but
and
oh,
also hopefully New York City FC. I mean, they will be getting one, but
thank
oh
you.
my goodness, every
Like,
time I watch a New York City game, it's very tough. It's very tough to
yeah.
watch.
Like the cube renderings for
Yeah.
NYCFC, beautiful. Going to like I went to I'm a big BC football fan.
Hmm.
Um Starting like August, I'm starting a second podcast called Lights Out Alumni. Um for all the viewers out there, make sure you tune into that. But I went to the BC Bowl game at at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so you expect them to play soccer in this stadium? It's like it's terrible. It's a terrible arrangement. And thankfully they're getting that
Yeah.
cube. Man, that thing is beautiful. That's
You
gonna
know,
that's on my list to go watch a game at next.
I don't know how they're gonna fit in New York, to be honest, but
Yeah,
they've got
exactly. How
the
are they gonna
oh
fit that
yeah,
in New York? Like,
yeah.
don't cut space. It's gonna go on top of buildings.
Why not?
Yeah, you gotta go up that elevator, and it's just like, but yeah. Atlanta United though, you've not been good.
Atlanta, nope,
They spent
nope.
big in the offseason. They brought Almiron back. They brought Latte Law in. They have good players. And
They
how
do.
are they 27th overall in MLS? Could not tell you because they have been just not good. Just,
And the win midweek against Orlando, I saw a video of Delia in the locker room who was just speaking to, all of his players, motivating them, and you can just feel that inside this locker room, you've got so much talent, but Delia doesn't really know how to utilize it. He's changed formation numerous times, put Sabo on the bench, put Miranchuk, but it's just not working. Latilav hasn't clicked. Kevin Denke on the other side, he's done well.
yep.
But Emmanuel Latilav, mm, come on. He's actually the most expensive transfer in
Yeah.
MLS. Yeah, it's
He hasn't done
incredible.
nothing.
No, he hasn't.
Needs to do something to justify that price tag, and
Definitely, yeah.
it's nothing right now. He doesn't do nothing. And then St. Louis sacked their manager, not doing well. Or St. Louis is sitting 27th. My apologies. St. Louis though, they like we were saying, they had that one really good season in their
Yeah,
debut MLS campaign, and just have not been good since.
that's true. But I feel they've lost so many key fundamental parts of our team. Tim Parker, for me, every time I used to watch St. Louis from corners, he used to be such a threat. And here we're seeing a different approach. They got their first win yesterday with Lewin back in the side. Uh, Kept it late with a last minute penalty, but I feel like this team is not as good as it was in the first season.
No, definitely not. And I feel like there hasn't been a ton of turnover in that side as like players like Tim Parker, New England Rev.
Oh yeah.
And then they've got Henry Kessler.
Mm.
He's a good player.
Yeah, he's been good for St. Louis, to be
Yeah,
honest.
he
Yeah.
has been very good for St. Louis. Just they haven't had a ton of turnover in that side, and yet they're still struggling,
Yeah,
which is very surprising. And I think we can chalk that down to just the league overall getting better. Um,
definitely. Yeah.
we're bringing Latte Love, we're bringing Denki, we're bringing back Almiron, we're bringing back these guys, we're bringing these guys that are huge names, and St. Louis have just kind of been like, oh, we had that one good season, and they get just kind of like sat back, and they just kind of went, just
Yeah.
haven't
But
been really good enough.
even yeah, even last year in the second half of the season, I liked how they played. Marcel Hartel came in, Toisha, both of them really made an impact, instant impact for St. Louis. But this season, have they been playing? Because I've not seen any goal contribution from both of them. Maybe one or two, but they've
Yeah,
not been good. They've not been good enough. Maybe it's because of Olaf's defensive tactics. But even yesterday, Lewin stepped up and none of the other big boys.
yeah, it's just they got to step it up.
They
It's
do, yeah.
hard there. we'll move into our final part, which is the
Let's go.
Revs international look ahead. We got Ignatius Ganago go to the Cameroon national team. Very surprising. Because
Very.
he hasn't been good this year, to say the least. He's gonna play Uganda on the 6th and then Guinea on the 9th. Last time he was called up, he didn't play all that much. I think he played one of the games and he came off the bench late. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe he'll make an impact this time, but I wouldn't expect it. Um, Alan Oyerwath to the Uganda national team, so he'll end up playing Uganda and Cameroon on the 6th. Um, I'm not sure who they play because I kind of cut it off there. Um, but Oyerwath has been very good for Revs too. I want to talk about him for a minute because he got his chance. He got his chances in the Open Cup. He wasn't too bad. He was hanging with him. I think he's a very good player. And phenomenal job by the Rev scouting team there, getting him from Uganda to New England. When he's a guy that many had no idea existed.
Oh yeah.
He's been phenomenal, and just overall, it's been great to see that development. Hopefully, he doesn't turn into like a player that we're just gonna like. He's gonna do well in the academy and Revs 2, and then he's gonna get sold to like a bigger European club and not really make an impact for Revs 1. But hopefully, yeah, he makes an impact for the Revs at some
Yeah.
point.
Hopefully he can get some chances as well.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. We have I didn't mention it, but Klein got his MLS debut um on Saturday against Montreal for Yusuf, coming out for Yusuf. Um, which I found kind of surprising that Allen wasn't getting that chance because Klein didn't do too well in the Open Cup, even scored an own goal in the Open Cup. Oyerwath played pretty decent in the Open Cup, still with Revs too. Just saying. I don't know. I don't know how that happens. So
Yeah.
it's interesting. Peyton Miller, the
Peyton
USA
Miller, yeah.
20s. He plays
Deserved.
Egypt and he plays Colombia. They're getting a hell of a player.
Oh
Peyton
yeah.
Miller's a phenomenal player, and I think very, very soon we'll see transfer rumors pop up for him. I don't want
Sure.
him to leave, but he's been great for the Revs. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see him with
Yeah.
name on a hey, you're probably going.
It's like Alex Freeman,
That's
been
what I was
getting
about to say. Alex Freeman, he's been
yeah.
they both been
Europe.
great.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, hopefully we get to keep him. But he's been phenomenal.
Yeah. I think one more season won't hurt. Then
Yeah, one
Europe.
more season definitely won't hurt.
Yeah.
I think we'll see rumors start to go around.
Yeah.
Round about now. We'll see it moving closer into July. But I don't think he'll move this. I think we'll see it. We'll see he'll see out the season and then possibly a move. Hopefully we get to keep him for a little bit longer though.
Exactly.
Such a great player. And then this is the surprising one. Donovan Parisian, goalkeeper drafted out of San Diego with the Rev Super Draft pick to the Armenian U21s national team. Did not know he was Armenian. This is an interesting one. Just I don't know where this one came from, but yet he's gonna play Cyprus in two separate friendlies on the 3rd and the 6th. A national
Yeah.
team call up is a national team call up.
Exactly. Yeah.
He
I mean,
hasn't he hasn't made his appearance for the first team, but he's been pretty decent. Speaking of goalkeepers, the Alex Bono was just not on the bench last game. Not sure what happened there.
yeah.
Just gone. We had JD Gunn and we had Parisian on the bench, but no Bono. But yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up. This was Fox's Fortress. If you haven't already, make sure you're following us on X at any podcast net. Same thing with YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed on Spotify. Make sure you're following. Any questions, comments, concerns, question? I already say questions. Just overall, if you have anything to say, DM us or just leave it in the comments. Thank you, Elliot, for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Make sure you follow him. And then congrats on joining. What is it, Hooligan?
Hooligans. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, congrats on joining them. I wish you luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Leading Lights LLC, for sponsoring this again. Next episode should come out Monday. Thank you.
Thank you.